So we have started theory of business letter writing. In that we have finished importance of business correspondence and parts of business letter. Then structure or layout of a business letter. All four types we are done in the last lecture. These are the types of layouts. Now we are here. 7 C's of communication or principles of effective letter writing. Now why it is called as 7 C's? All the words you can see on the slide, there are 7 words and all those words begin with the letter C. That's why it is called as 7 C's of communication or 7 principles of effective letter writing. So these principles you must follow when you are writing a business letter. What are those principles? First one is completeness. Every communication, every letter must be complete in itself. Now what is the meaning of completeness? Completeness का मतलब क्या है? Suppose you are having a meal. Complete meal means what? Proper rice, roti, dal, everything is there. Completeness is there. Complete meal is there. But suppose only rice is there, only roti is there. Whether it is a complete meal, it is not. So like that, when you are writing a letter, it should have a proper beginning, middle and end. Beginning is your introduction, middle is the main body of the letter, end is the conclusion of your letter. So the letter must complete in its sense and it should it should provide all the necessary details to the receiver. In that sense also it should be complete. Next is conciseness. Concise refers to you are writing or providing the information in a concise manner by using few words. In short, you are not writing everything over there. You are writing to the point. To the point, whatever necessary information is there, you are providing that in few words. Okay, so you can write one single sentence in many ways, one single message in many ways. You can provide that message in a word, in a lengthier sentence, in a small sentence. Depends upon you, what do you want to choose. So here you should remember, आपको क्या करना है? Concise manner में, short में, few words, few sentences में आपको clear message देना है, complete message देना है. Next is consideration. Now, to whom you are considering? किसको consider कर रहे हैं? You are considering here receiver. Receiver of the message, you should understand properly where is the interest of the receiver. That you should understand what's the age, education, position, everything you should consider when you are writing that later, business letter. Next is concreteness. Concreteness here refers to the exactness of the message. It should be specific one. It should give clear-cut idea of what your message is. What do you want to say? That clear message must be given by using the specific words. It should not be abstract. It should not create confusion in the mind of the person. That is called as concreteness. जो आपका मैसेज है आपके दिमाग में वो अच्छी तरीके से वो वर्ड यूज करके concrete words यूज करके उनको समझना चाहिए, communicate करना है. So what's there in your mind exactly will be understood by the person. For that you need to use the concrete words. Say concrete and abstract. Concrete that you can see, abstract which you can't see. So concrete words are those words which can give clear-cut idea of only one. Those will put only one meaning. Okay, it will not. Those words will not create any confusion in the mind of reader. Those will not lead to any kind of misunderstanding. So such concrete words you should use when you are writing a business letter. Next is clarity. There must be clear-cut message. To avoid misunderstanding, confusion, clear-cut message, clarity of message, specific message must be there. Courtesy, it's the reflection of your respect and concern for the receiver. आप रिसीवर को जो रिस्पेक्ट देते हैं, उनको जो आप कंसिडर करते हैं, दैट शुड बी एक्सप्रेस थ्रू योर वर्ड्स. ओके, हम लोग कर्टसी कैसे एक्सप्रेस कर सकते हैं इन आवर डे टू डे लाइफ? सी, व्हेन यू आर डीलिंग विथ अ न्यू पर्सन, स्ट्रेंजर, यू कैन से द वर्ड्स सच एज क्या कर रहे हो, क्या कर रहा है तू. यू कैन से ना, क्या कर रहे हो आप. Two words are there, two sentences are there if you meet a stranger. Okay, अगर आप स्ट्रेंजर से मिलते हो, क्या कर रहे हो तुम, फर्स्ट सेंटेंस. सेकेंड, क्या कर रहे हो आप, विच डिनोट्स रिस्पेक्ट. कौन सा सेंटेंस रिस्पेक्ट डिनोट करता है, क्या कर रहे हो आप. सो सेम वे इन इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज ऑल्सो you can use the words that will express your courtesy, your respect towards the receiver. We will be highly obliged if you consider our application. This is one sentence. Second sentence, consider our application. Two sentences are there. We will highly appreciate your efforts. Like that, if you use the words, it will automatically it will give idea that the person considers you, has certain concerns about you and respects you. So that respect you can express through the way you speak, through the way you write, and especially in letters, specific words that express your courtesy, respect should be used in your letter in simple way. Okay, next, correctness. You should be grammatically correct. Your spellings, punctuation marks must be correct. So that correctness should be there in your letter. See, in objective type question, from these 7 C's there can be question. No? Say for example, blank involves usage of proper grammar, punctuation and spelling. So what is this blank involves? The answer should be correctness. Okay. So like that, questions will be there in the exam. Next is you attitude. It refers to writing a letter with a business letter with a positive attitude towards the receiver of the letter. One word is missing here on the side. Positive attitude should be there. Positive attitude towards the receiver. The writer should consider receiver's viewpoints, and it is one of the important factors of business letter. See, you attitude is very important. It is necessary. You should consider the receiver, the viewpoints of the receiver. You must have the positive attitude towards the receiver when you are writing a letter. Doesn't matter it's a complaint letter, but still you should consider the you attitude. Suppose you have purchased a machine that's not working, or a few machines your company has purchased from some other company, but those are not working now. So what you will do, you will write a letter to them. You have faced certain issues, problems, you have paid money, still if you face issues, what you will do? Your language will be like that. What you have done, which kind of machines you have sent to us, they are not working at all, we have paid that much money to you. So if you use such kind of language, which suggests that though you have faced the problem, there must be courtesy, there should be respect, you should consider the viewpoints of receiver, and then you should write the letter. Okay, so you attitude is must. You should place yourself at the person's, receiver's place. If I would be a receiver, अगर मैं receiver होता, if I would have read this letter, what would be my responses or feedback? अगर मैं ये लेटर, मैं रिसीवर हूँ और ये लेटर मैंने रिसीव किया, तो मेरे रिस्पॉन्सेस क्या होते हैं? What I would have felt if I would have received this letter, that you should think. That is your attitude. आपको खुद से वो सोचना है. अगर मैं कोई मुझे ऐसे लेटर लिखता है तो मुझे कैसे फील होगा. So the viewpoints of receiver you should consider when you are writing a letter. कितना भी आपको गुस्सा आता है, कितना भी आप सोचो you have got frustrated, many things, many problems you are faced when you are dealing with that company, but still courtesy principle, you attitude is must. Okay. Next, what are the tips for clear writing? You should use short words. लेंदियर बड़े बड़े वर्ड्स यूज नहीं करना है. You should use familiar words. Familiar words, those words which are used in the day-to-day language, which are familiar to the person. Use concrete words. Concrete words which will give exact meaning, which will not lead to any other meaning, because there is a multiplicity of meaning. One word can denote two or more than two meanings. So your words or those words you will use should denote only one meaning. एक ही मतलब उससे निकलता है, then it's good. Then see, sometimes a person can write abstract words such as work of art, written document, then hundreds of people. So instead of that, you can use the concrete work of art. Suppose the word is there. Which work of art? Work of art can be a novel. It can be a sculpture. It can be an architecture. So which work of art you mean to say? So you should use the concrete words such as painting instead of saying work of art. Okay, because work of art denotes many, it leads to different kinds of meaning of the word. Then same, instead of using hundreds of people, sometimes we use in writing also hundreds of people, but you should give the exact number. Say for example 500 people. Why you are writing hundreds of people, thousands of people? Give the exact number, concrete words. Okay, then use strong words. Strong words create a good impact. See, words like business magnate, business tycoon can be used instead of successful businessman. कौन सा वर्ड है? बिजनेसमैन. सक्सेसफुल बिजनेसमैन आपको बोलना है. Instead of that, you can say business magnate or business tycoon. Those strong words can create good impact of your letter on the reader. जो read कर रहा है, if he reads business tycoon, business magnate, if he reads those messages or those words, he will feel happy. Okay, next, use single words. See, there are chances that 2 to 3 words or a phrase is there. Sometimes you use those. Instead of that, use a single word which denotes your message. Say for example, say for example, identical 3 copies. I will just write on the slide so that you will get the idea of it. How many words are used here? 3 words are there. It's a phrase. Okay, instead of using these 3 words, you can use one single word, that is triplicate. So why to use these many words? Because you are supposed to give the exact idea. The business letter should be concise one. It should be to the point, specific. So if you write these many words, it will be lengthier one. It will lead to confusion in the mind of receiver. So instead of using too many words, use try to replace the words by using a single phrase or single word. Then use precise words, precise which will give exact idea. Say for example, words like increase and rise, decrease and decline. We can, those words show that they are same, but they have certain shades of meaning. Say for example, increase and rise. Both words are there, correct? But they have shades of meaning. Shades मतलब थोड़ा difference है meaning में. So what exactly you mean to say? That word you should use. So precise word you should use that will denote your meaning. Then next is avoid camouflage words. Camouflage words are those verbs that are unnecessarily turned into nouns. कौन से verbs हैं ये? Verbs those are turned into nouns unnecessarily. Verbs का क्या किया है? Those are turned into nouns. Such verbs you should avoid. Say for example, through effective utilization of resources, an organization would be in a position to generate higher efficiency. Okay, so what's the sentence? Through effective utilization of resources, an organization would be in a position to generate higher efficiency. I will just write so that you will get that. I am not using the punctuation because I am handling mic. I am using one hand only. Now see how much lengthier the sentence is. To generate higher efficiency. What's the meaning out of this? Can you guess the meaning? क्या है meaning इसका? Read the sentence. What's the sentence? Through effective utilization of resources, मतलब resources use अच्छे तरीके से यूज करना. उससे क्या कर सकते हैं? Through what we can do out of it, an organization would be in a position to generate higher efficiency. मतलब वो रिसोर्सेस अच्छे तरीके से यूज करके ऑर्गेनाइजेशन अच्छे बन सकते हैं, एफिशिएंट बन सकते हैं, एफिशिएंसी अच्छी जनरेट हो सकती है. दैट्स द मीनिंग. Instead of that, we can use effective utilization of resources would generate higher efficiency in the organization. The C2 sentences are there. क्या बताया देखो यहाँ पे. Unnecessarily कितने वर्ड्स आए? Through effective utilization of resources, an organization would be in a position to generate higher efficiency. Instead of that, you can simply say effective utilization of resources would generate higher efficiency in the organization. Okay, understood this? So, if you are using camouflage verbs, that will lead to lengthier sentences. अगर आप camouflage verbs use करें तो क्या होता है? Sentences lengthy बनते हैं. So avoid those camouflage verbs. And next is active verbs should be used. I hope you know active verbs and passive voice and active voice. So you should use those active verbs instead of passive verbs. Okay. So we'll move to the next point. Now, what are the tips for sentence construction? How to use or which kind of sentences we should write, and what to do and what not to do in the case of sentence construction. We should avoid long sentences. Avoid too much information in a single sentence. बहुत ज़्यादा information एक ही sentence में नहीं देनी है. Avoid unnecessary words and phrases. When there is no need, why we are writing those unnecessary phrases and words? For example, phrases such as in the vicinity of. In the vicinity of, this is a phrase, in the vicinity of. उसका सिंपल एक ही वर्ड यूज कर सकते हैं, नियर बाय. ओके, मतलब ऐसे वी कैन से in the vicinity of the college. Instead of nearby the college, you can use the word. Then avoid roundabout constructions. Roundabout means the construction of the sentences which will not lead to direct meaning or concrete meaning, which will create a confusion in the mind of the reader. The reader will get confused what exactly the meaning is. ऐसे घुमा घुमा के one thing you are telling roundabout, घुमा के वही चीज़ आप बता रहे हो. So that such kind of constructions you should avoid. You should maintain sentence unity. Sentence unity होनी चाहिए. You should follow rules of grammar and avoid unnecessary repetition. एक ही sentence same meaning you are repeating again and again in different sentences. That you should avoid. Understood tips for sentences, sentence construction. And the last one is avoidance of jargon. Jargon you know. Jargon पता है ना आप लोगों को? Jargon. Technical language. Important question है आपके एग्जाम के लिए. कितनी बार बताना है? Jargon is nothing but technical language which is used in a specific profession. Law का jargon अलग है. Journalism का jargon अलग है. There are certain words which are used in that and different meaning is attached to the words in that specific jargon. मैंने आपको एग्जाम्पल भी दिया था कोर्ट का, लॉ का. सेंटेंस, ये वर्ड यूज करके मैंने बोला था. सेंटेंस का मतलब क्या है? कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ वर्ड्स. करेक्ट, दैट इज कॉल्ड अ सेंटेंस. Whereas in law, sentence is a punishment. The meaning of sentence is punishment. So as per the jargon, meaning gets changed. Meaning change होता है. So you should avoid jargon when you are writing a business letter. For example, the phrases such as beg to state, beg to remain, thanking you in anticipation. This style we should. It is also labeled as business jargon that we should avoid when we are writing a business letter. ये जो आर्टिफिशियल स्टाइल है ना, वी बेग टू स्टेट, बेग टू रिमेन, थैंकिंग यू इन एंटिसिपेशन, ये बिजनेस जार्गन अवॉइड करना है. आर्टिफिशियल स्टाइल, दिस वी शुड अवॉइड. Okay, this is all about chapter number 7. Now we will move to chapter number 8, that is personal correspondence. The first is statement of purpose. Now, what is this statement of purpose? It is also called as SOP. When you are supposed to write SOP, SOP कब आपका लिखना जरूरी है? When you are expected to write SOP. आवाज नहीं आ रही हुसना? इट इज ओनली फॉर यू और ओनली फॉर others also? My voice is not audible. Online students, please reply back quickly. Okay, so Husna, you have the issue with yourself. Check your network. Check your network. Okay, so SOP कब लिखते हैं, क्यों लिखते हैं, कौन लिखता है? These are the questions you should ask to yourself. Now hereafter, for all letters, you should ask a few questions. Now what are those few questions that you need to ask to yourself? Now who is writing this letter? कौन लिख रहा है? Why he is writing this letter? क्यों लिख रहा है? What he is writing in the letter? क्या क्या लिखना है लेटर में? To whom you are writing this letter? किसको लेटर लिख रहे हो? To whom the letter is to be written? So these basic questions you should answer when you read a question. Now, if suppose the exam is offline, exam offline है, तो वो क्वेश्चन पढ़ने के बाद ही आपको ये फटाफट ये क्वेश्चन आपके दिमाग में आने चाहिए. कौन लिख रहा है, क्यों लिख रहा है, क्या क्या लिखना है उसमें, what I am supposed, if I am attempting this question, what I am supposed to write, मुझे क्या क्या लिखना है लेटर में, to whom, मुझे अगर लेटर लिखना है, if I am representing, so किसको मैं लेटर लिखूंगी, or the person किसको लेटर लिखेगा. So these questions you should answer. And when, another question that you should remember, when you are writing this letter, what's the scene? So these questions we will answer right now. Now here you can see statement of purpose especially is written by the students. It is a letter written by students. So who writes the letter? It's written by who? The students who want to get admission, okay, for a course. Course के लिए आपको for any coursework, if you want to get admission, at that time you write this SOP. So when you are writing this, कब लिख रहे हैं आप? When the student is applying to the universities, colleges which are outside India, okay, outside India, India के बाहर. Now what's the system in foreign universities and colleges, institutions? In India, we have the marking system or grading system. We have merit list. Based on merit, you get the admission. Correct? Whereas in other, say in certain universities are there in India where SOP is applicable. उनको SOP चाहिए. But most of the time, there is a merit list. Based on merit, we get the admission. Whereas in foreign countries, in those institutions and colleges, universities, if you want to get admission, they don't want your merit and all. They want your SOP. Why you want to do that course? That is most important for them. आप क्यों करना चाहते हैं? What's your objective goal in your mind if you are applying for this course? ये कोर्स वर्क करने के बाद आप क्या हासिल करना चाहते हैं? What exactly is there? How the way you will utilize this course when you will finish this? आप ये कोर्स कंप्लीट करने के बाद क्या यूटिलाइजेशन इसका करोगे? What's the end result of your coursework? All these things they consider when they will select you for the course. ऐसे ही आपको एडमिशन नहीं देंगे. अगर आपको चाहिए उसका कुछ आप यूज करोगे, you really want to do that work, they will cross check and then they will give you admission, because they know if you give admission to everyone, the end result or the aim and objective of that coursework will not be satisfied. That's why when a student, when he will apply to foreign universities, colleges, the student must write the SOP. First, you have to send SOP to them along with your application form, आपको application form के साथ SOP send करना है. They will go through your SOP वो पढ़ेंगे. They will shortlist the SOP. जो उनको अच्छे लगते हैं SOP, promising SOP है वो साइड में रख देंगे. And only to those students they will call for interview. तो उतने ही SOP का interview लेंगे. After the interview you will get the admission. So like that the procedure is there in foreign countries in those universities. Okay, so most universities and colleges outside India for graduate studies, for postgraduate studies as well as for doctoral, postdoctoral studies, there is a demand, they demand from students to send SOP along with application for selection of that particular course. And this SOP is written to persuade the reader to give you admission into the university. वो कोर्स के लिए आपको एडमिशन मिलना चाहिए, उसके लिए आप ये SOP लिखते हैं. So you have to convince them you are capable to do that work. You are suitable to do that work. You are capable and suitable. Two things are different. आप suitable हो, but you are not capable. Then what's the use? So you are capable, you are suitable, and you really want to do that work. So like that, you have to convince the person through your SOP. Only then they will select your SOP for interview. अगर SOP आपका मतलब नहीं लिखा अपने अच्छे से, they will reject you. So the first step to get admission over there is your SOP. Understood? समझ में आ गया? Statement of purpose. You now read the title. क्या title है? Statement of purpose. You are stating your purpose for getting the admission, for applying for that coursework. आपका purpose क्या है? What's your purpose? Why do you want to do that coursework? That purpose must be clearly stated, clarified in your letter, and you should be able to convince them that I am eligible, capable, I'm suitable to do that coursework. Understood? All of you? Background information? Yes or no? Okay. Now what are the points to be covered? कौन-कौन से points cover करने हैं इसमें? See, the first one is the course applied for which course you are applying for, that you should mention. Now what's the reason for pursuing the course? Why you want to do that course? Pursuing the course, why you want to do that course? What's the reason behind doing that course or applying for that course? Next, reason for selecting the institute. Why this institute only? Why not other institute? Why not other universities and colleges you have selected? वही university, वही college क्यों select किया है आपने? What's the reason behind that? Your self-knowledge and true experience. What's your knowledge? Till date, what you have finished, what you have done in that field, any knowledge you have, any experience you have.
attendance लग जाएगा.
What?
I'm using Sanskrit in flash mob, so you will put his attendance because he will be in dance practice.
For how many days?
22.
And how many lectures?
Ma'am, only
Okay, we'll continue. So, your self-knowledge, what exactly you are, what's your capabilities, that self-knowledge must be there, and your experience. These things you should express there. Now, what are the steps to write SOP? SOP लिखना है तो क्या क्या steps है? The first is you must collect the data about the institution. वो जो institution है उसके बारे में data collect करना है आपको. Collect information online, वेबसाइट से करो या फिर कोई अपना फ्रेंड वहाँ पे करता है, किसी ने वहाँ से किया है, get information from them. Then know yourself, what are your plus points that you should have to find out, what your likes, whether this coursework is really suitable to you, that you have to check, or else others are doing and that's why you are doing it. It should not be the case. So you should know yourself first. You really want to do that course? Do you like the coursework? Do you have any kind of dream? Do you have any kind of aim and objective keeping this coursework in your mind or course in your mind? These things you should keep in your mind. I'll just finish these points, then we'll stop. Then uh, research on the course and its prospect. जो कोर्स आप अप्लाई करने वाले हो उसके लिए आपको क्या करना है, यू हैव टू डू द रिसर्च। इसके फ्यूचर प्रोस्पेक्ट्स क्या है, फ्यूचर में आपको इसके क्या क्या अपॉर्चुनिटीज मिलेंगे इफ यू फिनिश दैट कोर्स वर्क। देन यू हैव टू राइट अ रफ ड्राफ्ट, पहले एक रफ ड्राफ्ट लिखना है, एडिट, पॉलिश योर एसओपी, then you have to write down the final draft. Editing is essential because if any grammar error, any repetition is there, that you should avoid. And then you have to use the proper language. Sometimes it happens there is no coherence, there is no cohesion, proper link नहीं है, कैसे भी अपने sentences just jump कर रहे हो, from one sentence हम दूसरे sentence पे jump कर रहे हो, there is no connector. So you have to understand all those words, all those things, and then you have to edit the draft, and then final SOP you should write. With this we will stop. SOP is okay. Let me